We're going to call the meeting to order.
There you go, read that.
Right, I think it's the same thing as this down here. Chairperson, yeah. This meeting is being recorded by the Agricultural Commission. If any other persons present are doing the same, you must notify the chairperson at this time. Going to call the meeting to order. That's next on the agenda. I guess this is just about the same. Elizabeth Nett, I'm here. Roll call of members. Denise? Here. Lou? Here. Marie, if that's correct. Look at me and all my things. All right. Greg is absent.
And Sid is here.
And Sid is here. And Sid is clerking tonight for Greg. Thank you. No, I forgot how to do this. It's been so long. No discussion or comments will be entertained unless requested upon by the chairperson of the board or committee. So we're going to review and approve, because we have enough people for a quorum, review and approve the April, I've got the June 4th notes.
I think you may just want to actually announce public comment, even though there's no one here, and then move on to the minutes.
She just did.
I just heard you say no discussion or comments will be entertained.
Unless requested upon by the chairperson of the board or committee.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you need to actually open public comment.
I'm opening public comment.
There you go.
I've never done that before. That's okay. That's okay. People have different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Now, we have some minutes that we need to take care of, review and approve. April 2nd. Greg has those minutes. I don't have those minutes. Did you find those minutes at all, April 2nd? Did he send them to the city?
As far as I know.
Because he was here last time when we didn't have a meeting, and he had the minutes. Hi. Oh, okay. Okay, but Greg is not with us tonight.
Yeah, as far as I know, I did not get.
The minutes for April 2nd or the April meeting are not on. Okay. So I will remind him to send those minutes to the city. Okay, so that they'll be there so we can grab it. Go ahead. Yes.
Do they have to be approved before they get sent in?
Well, typically they get sent in, or at least brought to the meeting, so that they can be reviewed.
So they can be reviewed and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's going to have to send them to somebody, probably. But anyway, so we have June 4th. So June 4th. These are the minutes. The minutes for June 4th. Okay. This. Let me see this. Because the minutes for June 4th were signed by Matt Conway. So. They should be definitely in there. No, this is all the stuff that you gave me. So what happened to the minutes for June 4th? Here's, but that's the agenda. Here's the agenda. Okay. Here it is. Okay, by that. Sorry about the delay. There's lots of paper and time in between. Okay, the minutes for June 4th were taken by Matt Conway. And here we go. Lou Judge from Just Fruits Farm and the American Farmland Trust attended the meeting. Is that correct? Lou expressed interest in potentially joining the commission. Okay, hi, thank you. All right, here's, all right, minutes for April 2nd are tabled. No quorum. Discussion on Agricultural Commission Chair. Elizabeth expressed interest in transitioning to a new chair. I'd like to move out of this position and give this to someone else, but I want to remain, but wants to remain as a member of the Agricultural Commission. Members of the Agricultural Commission will consider who the chair could be. The commission will vote to approve a new chair during the next meeting, which we couldn't have. Number 2 is Hail and Signs. Elizabeth spoke to the manager of Hail and Signs regarding a delay in the sign order. Elizabeth informed the manager the commission would be willing to pay a higher price due to current market factors. Hail, however, agreed to honor this original before all of the tariffs took place. We'll put it that way, because it was a big concern and I wanted to have some integrity for us. They're going to honor this. So that's the 3 signs, hardware, everything. Sign placement, sign placement for a farm site. The commission worked to outline, we remember this, the ideal locations for where to submit the right to farm signs for state consideration. This is what Matt put down, that's okay. Once agreed, the commission will flag these sites and submit to DPW and Mass DOT for formal review and approval. The commission highlighted 3 potential locations. Route 2A near Canada Hill Road, between where the state highway ends and the city line begins. So it's across the street from Canada Hill Road. The commission voted to approve this location. On Route 5 by Burniston Road, past the Greenfield Town Line sign and Town Line ice cream. The triangle near Route 5 and Cheapside Street Bridge by the Deerfield Town border. So the committee voted 3-1 to approve these sign placements. Communications Director Matt Conway will work with DPW to stake out each spot next week and formally submit the sign placement for state's approval. Update on the Bee Fest. Elizabeth, Sid, and Greg attended. And Elizabeth said the festivities went great and promoted Greenfield's agricultural roots. Batinsky Farm, we're going back to Batinsky Farm now. Elizabeth discussed the closing of Batinsky Farm and the article highlighting their legacy. The commission will miss Batinsky and their great impact on the city's farming community. Elizabeth is interested in learning more about the future of that land that they own, of that farmland. How many acres they've got, but I wonder what's going to happen to it. Meeting adjourned at 6:35, meeting notes taken by Matt Conway. Okay. So I'm going to put a note down, and you can too. I'm going to put a note down for myself. Greg. Notes, please. Do we have anyone on Zoom? No. Okay. Here's our agenda. I know this.
Want to vote to approve those minutes?
Yes, we have to.
That we approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
July 3rd.
I think you can do it all in favor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all in favor? All in favor, aye. And then it's approved.
You have to
All
ask for
right.
opposed and abstentions.
Pardon me?
You have to ask for opposed and abstentions.
Does anyone oppose or have, or is that blah, 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 abstentions? Okay. All these new things I never did. All right, doesn't matter. So now we have September 3rd, 2025. And the agenda is. Election of officers. This is the new business. I've got it right on the back here. Chair Net wishes to resign her position. The committee will entertain nominations and hold an election for the position of chair if there are any interested people or nominees. Now, as chair, I don't know if I can nominate anyone or if they have to nominate themselves. I've never done this before.
Person you nominate has to agree.
What?
Person you nominate has to agree.
Yes, but I don't know if I can start because I'm equal to all you
You
guys.
could, I think you can make a nomination and people can also nominate themselves.
Okay, is there anyone here, I'm interested, who would like to take over the chair position?
I know kind of what we talked about previously was, I know we're all busy, we're all doing a million things. If no one has any specific interest in it, then that's something that I'd be willing to cover for the time being. But if there's anyone who is specifically interested, totally be my guest.
Okay, is anyone else interested? I know that Greg isn't here and I won't speak for him because he's not here. I would gladly accept. I'd like to nominate Sid St. John for the new chair of the Agricultural Commission.
Second it. You want to third it?
I don't know how it works, but yes.
So actually, let's take a step back. So I think first ask if there are any other nominations.
Are there any other nominations? Who else would we like to nominate? Is anyone interested at this time? Okay,
Okay, and now I think you can hold the election.
all right. So we're gonna vote. All right, I'll vote for unanimous. We are unanimous.
Perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, wonderful, Sid.
Amazing.
All right, this will work out well. I can't help it. I'm usually clerk. I'm not usually chair of anything, so I'm always writing things down. Very good. Thank you so much. I don't know if this matters or not, but I would like to say thank you. And I would like to be just on the commission as a regular member. I'd like to drop back to that. Still leaves us a full commission, so this is good. Is everybody okay with that?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
wonderful.
yeah, okay, I just want to step back. And there's lots of people that, you can be in touch with,
What goes into it.
Yeah, I have a way that I do my agendas that I've been doing them I was looking back on some of my agendas. I'm like, holy mackerel, I've been doing those that long.
We can talk soon.
Okay.
I'll get you.
Yeah, I have a way that I
Thank you.
have a certain template in a way that I did it
Mhm.
because they gave us a template like
Sure.
better back then. But things have changed now, so start anew.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect, okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yes, yay.
So I think if Sid wants to run the rest of the meeting, that would probably be appropriate.
All right,
Therefore,
yes,
if you
Sid,
wanna
run the
ask-
rest of
or
the
if you wanna
meeting.
Ask Elizabeth to continue to run it in your stead. I think you could also do that.
I would be happy to sort of announce the new subjects and move us through the meeting, but I know obviously you're holding all. the-
Well, we can work together.
Perfect. All right.
Cool.
So with the election closed, I'd like to move on to the hail signs piece of information on this. Hail signs will be notified regarding delivery as soon as placement of the signs is clarified with Mass DOT and Greenfield DPW. So they're gonna tell us once they receive the signs, or what does that mean?
We had a little bit of a mix up with this. Because I had to drop back to pick up the stakes.
Okay.
Anyway, when I realized that Matt Conway had left the employ of Greenfield, city of Greenfield, I called DPW. I spoke to Lindsay, the secretary,
Okay.
and asked her how far had they gotten? How far has Matt gotten with you so that I continue. And she said, we haven't heard. So I said, okay. We need to place,
Is that currently? Is it
what?
limbo?
No, nothing's in limbo.
Has anybody told the DEP or this?
Yeah, I've taken care of everything.
Okay.
So as of right now, they have the map, everything is staked.
So what happened was I went in and she said, I'll leave the stakes out for you because we had already agreed.
Mhm.
We had already agreed on where we wanted them.
Mhm.
And so I said, okay, I'd like to come in, pick up the stakes, and we're going to place them. And that's exactly what we did. I went in, I got a hold of some people, and we went around. I did the one on 2A,
Right.
across from Canada Hill.
Sorry, I
Greg
couldn't
and
help
I.
you.
Huh?
Sorry, I couldn't help you. The shoulder.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's
Shoulder's
fine.
better, but I'm not pounding.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to PT for mine pretty soon. Don't worry about it because I got a hold of Luna. You know, I said, I can hold it and I can get there, but I don't really want to pound it in because of this thing.
Yeah, I have the same.
I know, yeah, right? Okay. And so Lou and I together did the Berniston, just past the ice cream, Town Line Ice Cream. We went down there, I took some pictures. And that's still there I look for them when I drive around, you know, it's like I look for them. So she pounded it in, marvelous job. It hasn't blown away. Mine is still in. Yeah, good. And Greg met me up at Cheapside. And I go there a lot because of my work. And so it's still up at Cheapside.
Okay.
Okay, so everything is still there.
Okay.
And
As the Mass DOT notified.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't go there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm telling you the story of what.
Okay.
happened. Okay, so.
Sorry.
So that's okay, that's okay. Then it's changed a little. It got mixed up is what happened. So, so I called up Lindsay and I said, Lindsay, the stakes are in. Here's some pictures. So I sent her all the pictures, right? So that Glenn could see them. Well, Glenn was on vacation until August 18th. So we have a hiatus there. Okay. So I haven't heard from Glenn.
Glenn is at.
Glenn is the DPW.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Glenn is the chief engineer at the DPW.
She's now the deputy director. And
Nice.
you probably didn't hear from him because Paul Newell, the director, has been out for the past week and a half. And so Glenn is doing two jobs right now.
Okay, gotcha.
If you haven't heard from, that's likely why.
So I haven't, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to know. So I haven't heard from Glenn, but I know he's got the pictures. And Lindsay is absolutely fabulous with doing this work. So the stakes are in the ground. They've got the pictures. It's just a matter of, you know, keeping your eye on the stakes.
So are we waiting for them to approve those locations or are we just waiting for them to put the signs in?
Well, I actually called up Hale and said to Hale, Sherry, I said, okay, we're all set. Can you send the city an invoice? We know the invoices come in. So now the signs have been paid for and I know it. So now you, because you're the new chair, I'm so used to doing this. I'm used to doing the runaround work. So Hale Signs. Oh, let me get my phone out. You know what? I'm going to make a note. I'm going to connect you with Hale Signs.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so the signs are paid for.
The signs are paid for, yep.
Verify that they were paid.
Okay, let's get that verified.
Yeah.
Once the signs are paid for, then we can go the next step. Okay?
Okay.
But it seemed like we had to have,
So I'll go ahead
No, we
and
don't.
I will,
No, we
I
don't.
thought that
No, we
Mass
don't. No, we
DOT
don't. No, we
had to.
don't. No, we don't. That's not the order of events.
Okay.
Go
so
ahead.
what I'll do is I will go ahead and circle
It's not
back with
anymore.
Glenn or whoever
Yeah.
is handling that part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
workload
yeah,
right now
yeah.
to figure out whether we're waiting for approval or whether we're waiting for the signs to go in. And then
Right.
we'll go from there.
got it.
And I did tell them to get delivered to 200 Wells, to our DPW. That's where they're getting delivered. And they've got all the hardware too.
Perfect.
Okay. So that's that. Now, the way that it goes is that Glenn's going to take a look at the pictures, right? He's going to go around, I'm assuming he's going to go around. And the ones that need to be approved by the state, he will take care of. Okay, I'm going kind of way back here several months, but he will take care of that. And he will fill out the application and he will go through that whole process. So that's what he's going to do. So that's okay. We're moving forward. We know what we're doing. We finally got, I feel good about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, point out, might want to make is that on Route 2A, that sign is within the city limits.
Okay,
So I think they can just go ahead and put that in.
awesome.
Right, but Glenn
The other two
will
are
look at
on the
that.
state
Okay,
highway.
so I will mention that one specifically to Glenn.
Yeah,
as
Glenn will look
we
at
think this
these.
one is good,
Yeah,
but
And
Must have
yeah,
worked on the other two.
definitely state.
okay,
They're
Cool.
both definitely state.
yeah, the other two are.
That's why I put it where I put it.
Yeah.
perfect.
So Glenn will look at that and he'll double check it and everything that he has to do. So
Okay,
he's just going to take care of it. And that's what I know.
Okay.
So there you have it. I will connect you. I'm going to make a note right now. This is the best way for me to do it. Okay.
great.
And I didn't want to do that until I knew what we were doing.
Sure.
Now that we've got a new chair.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So the next item on our agenda is update on location of right to farm signs, which I think we just covered. Wonderful. And then, yep, 2 on state road property and 1 on city property. Next is review the agricultural commission's mission statement as it is on the city website. A commission member will read, discussion to follow. I see you have it printed out, if you wouldn't mind reading, Elizabeth.
This is in the city charter. And I read this at the last meeting, it didn't happen, but this is really, really important, I think. So I've taken this out verbatim. Any person who seeks to complain about the operation of a farm may, notwithstanding pursuing any other available remedy, file a grievance with the mayor or his/her designee. The filing of the grievance does not suspend the time within which to pursue any other available remedies that the aggrieved may have. The mayor or his or her designee shall forward a copy of the grievance to the appropriate city authorities, including but not limited to the Board of Health and/or Zoning Board of Appeals. The mayor or his or her designee shall also forward a copy of the grievance to the Agricultural Commission or its agent, which shall review and facilitate the resolution of the grievance and report its recommendations to the mayor or his/her designee within an agreed upon time frame. Period. Discussion?
I
Anyone?
think that's the mission statement, because
It's not the mission statement. It's out of the city charter. The mission statement is another thing.
okay,
It's another whole on thing.
But-
Which was
Why is-
never,
this called the mission statement on the.
because maybe it was a mistake. Because it's not a mission statement. The mission statement, we know, we've all agreed to, we've read that months ago.
Yeah.
That's,
confused.
yeah. Well, this is out of the city charter.
And
This
that's-
is the way the process is supposed to happen.
Right.
And what's listed on the website, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. The
basi-
mission statement is, I think I got my phone open.
It kind of just rewords what it's, so for instance, it doesn't, or actually it does have a copy of that stated here, but then it also summarizes as saying we serve as facilitators for encouraging the pursuit of agriculture in Greenfield. We act as educators in matters of agriculture, promote agricultural-based economic opportunities, engage in projects and activities to promote the business of farming, and we advocate for the right to farm, but do not engage in land use, planning, or zoning. That is the right of other agencies.
Right.
So mainly, informing and advising the different actors in our town about how what projects and activities they're doing can interact with agriculture in Greenfield.
Right. Basically, we're an advisory committee and we have no authority. And we time and time again agreed that we're comfortable with that. That's the mission statement.
Right.
This is the city charter, part of the city charter. E code 360, something. I only took this because this was something that in my months of being on this commission, I see is not going through the way it should.
We had the one issue with the rooster, right?
Are you talking about Living Waters Church?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that one. We only found out about that one by me. How do we find out about that one?
Came to our meeting.
Yes, because the young lady that was with Mrs. Lewandowski is an acquaintance of mine. She's not a friend. She's an acquaintance. And I know her because she adopted my last phantom, Little Dickens. And so, we became.
Does he crow?
Little Dickie, no, Dickie didn't. But Macy did. She was a female who crowed. But they found a home. But anyway, that's how I met her. So she came over and I, felt that this was good for, Little Dickens. I know it's, but anyway, she sent me a message and she was terribly, terribly upset. And so I invited them to come. Okay, that's how that happened. That's how I found out about that. And then as it went on from there. And I'm really glad
Okay,
that.
so I guess what you're saying, though, is that the city charter has this means of dealing with complaints about farming, but doesn't implement it.
But they don't inform us.
That's what I said, they're not implementing.
Okay, yes, exactly.
So
So I found out about that. And as far as, do you remember the one about the rooster up on Greenfield where they had the rooster and a little, oh God, that woman that came in with her friend, Colraid Road, Plain Road. Do you remember she sat over here?
Yeah.
Do you remember that meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, she was absolutely, it was very. Okay, so the only way I found out about that is because another friend of mine said, Elizabeth, blah, blah, blah. So that's how I found out about that.
So if the people are making complaints,
Yes,
they are supposed to do it to whom again?
The mayor.
The mayor,
Who is
the
that?
mayor and or the designee,
the
which-
Board of Health,
which is the Board of Health. We hung up those signs.
right? And it should come to the Ag Commission.
Yes,
So it sounds like the question that we have to try to answer possibly between now and the next meeting is how can we tell more people that we are here and that we are the people who can help them answer these questions or help
Yes.
mitigate these discussions.
yeah. In fact, do we have anybody on Zoom yet? In fact, I just want to look and make, oh, right. The very last meeting that the ZBA had regarding the Living Waters Church situation, because we were quite involved in that. We went to a couple of meetings. And I think we did really well. And we were able to do perfectly what we could do and why we are here. So the last CBA meeting, when they did not take public comment, but they were just discussing it and voting on it. Okay? That whole thing, that petition, and the zoning of it's residential and all this stuff that went on. I did it on Zoom. I was probably someplace and I couldn't get here, so I did it on Zoom. And I just waited and I waited because there was no public comment. But I kind of, got on board with them at the end and I said, excuse me, because they voted unanimously that it was okay for him to have the roosters at the Living Waters Church area. Okay. And our health director concurred shortly after that. So I actually opened up my mouth, even though I probably shouldn't have. And but I felt like I really wanted to. They could say, no, I'm sorry, we can't take your comment. And then I could send an email. But I said, I announced who I was. And I said very nicely with a very short sentence, I wish we could have been included in this process. And the person on the ZBA, and I can't remember who it was, it doesn't really matter, said, oh my gosh, that's right, and apologized. So I put it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, for that reason. It was, So yeah, so there you have it. What else do we have?
So when we were talking about the mayor or their designee,
Yeah,
you brought up the director of health or the
Yeah.
board of health.
the Board of Health.
So that, is
Yes.
the mayor's designee on,
Well, I can't say that it's the designee. What do you think?
When I-
Denise and I went through a whole big
When I
thing. with
talked
this.
with the Mass Farm Bureau about the regulations on roosters, they indicated the Board of Health could step in and do something about it if they wanted to. They said roosters were a real kind of fine line thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
I probably have one now.
so.
He's going to my friend because I don't want one.
So I'd say that, that probably doesn't mean that the board of health is the mayor's designee.
yes, exactly.
As it relates to this section of the code.
I would
Yes.
assume
And
it
it's-
would be whomever the mayor designated to.
Yeah, this has to be clarified.
Okay, so I will
What,
figure that out before the next meeting is who the mayor's official designee is.
Or there may not be one.
Or there may not be one. And if, in that
Right.
case, it would be the mayor who's handling that. I think the Board of Health keeps getting referred in these chicken situations because the piece of code that says you can't have a rooster also says you can't have more than 10 chickens.
yeah,
And so people are kind of lumping the two together because more chickens comes into like a hygiene sanitary thing, whereas the rooster doesn't necessarily. So I'm
But
hesitant.
there's also the right to farm,
Yeah, yeah,
which says if you have 5 or more acres.
yes,
Right to farm.
yes.
yeah.
But because of that, I don't think that the Board of Health is always going to be
I'm gonna give
the person. Thank you.
You're okay.
And because of that, we will talk to the mayor and figure out who that is. And when we figure out who that is, I will shoot them an email or try to get in touch with them somehow
Right,
to
right.
let them know, hey, we're trying to reaffirm.
Maybe ask them to come to a meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, so we put the sign that I just gave you.
Mhm.
We voted on putting that sign up. Michael Thoreau came to one of our meetings
Right.
by Zoom. And we talked with him about it so that all agricultural animal complaints
Mhm.
go to Michael Thoreau. And we posted this 3 different places in town.
Well, they're the ones that go out and do the farm inspections too.
Yeah, they've got
Okay.
their animal inspector that they hired. Well, at the time, yeah, they had an animal inspector. No, they do now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
so we'll clarify exactly how Michael Thoreau fits into it. and
Right,
whoever the
right,
designee
right.
fits
So
into
we-
it and where the, okay.
so we
perfect.
want people to know, who do you contact?
Mhm.
So that was one of our ways of doing it.
So in addition to clarifying that with bodies of government, I think if it would be possible, I'd like to, before our next meeting, try to advertise that we're gonna entertain public comment and be like, hey, what questions do you have about agriculture in Greenfield? How can we, like, clearly you don't know who we are. Like, what- how can we like be more present for you or be more obvious to you or make it more clear how you can get in touch with us or even like if you don't know like what sort of question is the question to ask us, we can help you with that. Like,
Right,
do we think that that would be reasonable to?
yes. Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say that quite a few years ago, we sent out a letter to all the people that were on chapter 61A
Mhm,
and had farmland
mhm.
and asked them for input and got very little.
Gotcha.
And I want to add that Michael Thoreau has a listing of farms, which has probably got to be updated because Batinsky's gone, I know that.
I just got Patinsky corn up some.
Yeah, they have like a little farm stand still.
They have, I mean, yeah, okay, well, maybe they have,
Marshall's.
they were farms,
Oh,
yeah, and they are renting their land, I found
Okay,
out, so they still own the land. But anyway, yeah, Jan, correct, but anyway, if you think of it with everything you have to do,
Mhm.
there might be an updated, because we looked at the list, which I think
what
is,
kind of list is this? It's like an Excel.
let me see if I
list?
can get the list.
Can you describe it?
No, it's just a listing of people that have farms that have, let me see if I can find it. And then I want to put on record what happened with the dog officer.
Some of that might be just eliminate.
Well, that's what I'm curious about. Well, and I'm curious, like, what are the
I know.
limitations or parameters of what we can have on the city website?
Mhm.
Like, if there's like a list of active farms that's somewhere on the city site, or like, what is it that
There you go.
what we can
Oops,
have
sorry.
on the site, is it only something that already
There's
exists
your
on the
list.
city site, but we can sort of lift it up, or
What
we
a
can like.
list. Here's the list. Here.
As far as I know, there aren't really strict rules.
Yeah,
This is the list I got, so that you can go
Okay.
from
I
there.
think, publishing like personally identifying information is.
No, but I'm just thinking of like the mass, like the map of producers that is available from Massachusetts state website, like.
Yeah.
What if we like put something like that up, that it's like,
We can absolutely put
Made a
resources.
brochure when we first started years ago, back in the dark ages.
Right,
And we had distributed, and I don't know if I still have any of those.
all right.
Yeah.
Ask
Like
people
this,
if they
you
like,
could read some.
kind of like Cecil does.
It's, yeah, boys, it's good to know.
because I agree with Sid that I think that there's. I didn't know that this was existing before, and I
It's
think.
kind of a new body.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it had
but it's
been-
like part of the, as we just heard in the mission statement, is like education,
Yeah,
informing and
right,
advising,
right.
and so.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
in order to do that, I think there's like ways that we can do outreach or like lift up what information we know about that maybe other people don't know about. So like a map of local farms, it's like one way, so people just know like how prevalent those are in our community
right.
and.
Exactly, there's the list I gave you that I
Okay.
got, that, just for your information to have.
Yeah, so I'm less like, I'm thinking not like people's addresses and phone numbers, but when they've like opted into an already existing directory, you can like lift that up somehow.
We can definitely put links to resources.
Okay.
Get more web page up.
Oh, here it is.
I wonder also, I know that right now candidates for the school committee are doing Ask Me Anythings at the farmer's market. Do you think
Yeah.
that it would be possible to table there and be like, hey, what questions do you have about your neighbor's chickens?
That's what I had written down,
Yeah.
is like, can we table at one of the upcoming markets, if not soon, at least one of the winter ones that are in the library?
Yeah, that's a good.
So I'm not, to clarify for anyone, what I'm putting down is to look into whether we can do that without violating. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
But I think like having something like that on the table could be really interesting.
Mhm. Mhm.
sure,
Question, where do you think your food comes from?
the mantra. That's the mantra.
That's my mantra.
That's your mantra. I for sure know that's your mantra. Where do you think your food comes from?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like the way you
Oh,
say
in
it.
my field.
I like the way you say it. I have one thing I do want to have on record that's really important.
Yeah.
And then I'm done. So our animal control officer, who has been with the city for 23 years,
He's a wonderful man too.
called me to tell me that he had been let go.
I think that's a shame.
So where did I hear this from? I heard it from him, okay? So I'm telling you from whence I get my information.
And the thing about him too is I lost 3 sheep that went through my fence and across the road and around a horse farm.
And up to the bees and the electric fence wasn't on, yeah,
Yeah, the whole thing.
the whole nine.
Yeah, they were a good half mile away and they ended up in somebody's horse farm.
Yeah,
And he was the one that called me. I called him to say, I've lost them, if you see them. But he was the one that called me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was, interested in doing things with livestock as well.
yeah, I've had several interactions with him.
I
And he and I,
think he might have been the person that quarantined us when we had the rabid raccoon on. Right.
Oh,
That is a
possibly.
story I want to
He's
hear
been there,
later.
he's been here for 23 years. He is, I will say that he is from Romania, because of our conversations. I will say that I heard this directly from him in a private phone call. He said, I'm calling you to tell you. And I was a little, a little bit, oh my gosh. But, that's how so I, okay, I let him
I
talk.
cannot see that the
But,
police are gonna be able to take over his
He and
job.
I really he and I really understood things together.
Yeah,
He does happen to be from Romania, as you may know. And so he has a different take on things, right? He has a different take on things. He grew up in Romania. It's just how it is. You grow up in Hungary, it's different, In Hungary, they don't go to the mall for activities on Saturday. I was just told by my Hungarian friend today, and I'm like, oh. But anyway, so we no longer have him. What we have is the sheriff's department up on Sandy Lane. They have 4 animal control officers. The last time I called them a couple of weeks ago, 2 of the 4 were fully trained. So there'll be 4, and they're coming off Sandy Lane off Turnpike Road.
I'm confused. That's not a city? Is that a city?
That's the Franklin County
That's a county.
Sheriff's Department.
Gotcha.
Okay, Sheriff's Department, and their office is at down Sandy Lane, down on Sandy Lane. The Sheriff's Department is, by the jail. So anyway, it's the Sheriff's Department. We've got 4, 2 maybe, we're in training, but we've got 2.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. This is the information we need to give to people in this city. They need to know what's going on. Okay, and I'm giving you the number. It's 413.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you might all want the number of the animal control officer, or is up now. So this is just something really important that the people of the town need to know. They need to know who the heck to call. Who do I call? Franklin County Sheriff's Department.
413?
Wait a moment.
Yeah, in a moment.
I'm just so excited.
And you can check on that from time to time and know that you'll have someone. They've been
But for
very good.
example, like, is this something that we could have on the Ag Commission page that is like, if you have livestock that's out or something, is that?
This is
that what
the
this
dog
is?
officer.
It's a dog.
This is just the dog officer, just the dog officer.
Okay,
Okay, doesn't include agricultural animals, just the dog officer. Okay, that's what it is.
okay.
The agricultural animals go to Michael Thoreau, as far as we know, right, Denise?
Who is, okay.
That's the line, the
That's
way it is,
probably
and we don't know who the
something-
designee is.
Okay, well,
You got
I will,
Yeah,
Okay, so
figure that out.
413.
Because that's illegal. 413-774. 7340.
413-774-7340.
Yes, and I've got all this stuff that I'm gonna keep. So I've got it right here. You guys have got your list of farms, such as they were back when Michael came and zoomed in conversation with us, right? All right,
okay.
that's all I have to say.
Awesome. So we reviewed the mission statement. We spoke about the animal control situation. Next thing on our agenda is old business. The agenda says that at the time of posting, there were no topics reasonably anticipated. Is that still the case? Has anything come up since then?
Any
Any
I'm
old
used to my
business?
mouth. I don't have anything other than that
Okay,
right now.
all
Yeah.
right, wonderful.
Any
Okay, so for everyone's information, the next meeting is going to be October 1st, 2025.
Okay, so are we gonna be back to every other month after that?
Yes.
Mhm.
And this is to get us back online, so we're not interrupting lambing, I think, is that right?
We want to have March off if we can have it.
Gotcha. Okay, very cool.
And I think August is a tough month, but we'll have to see how everything falls into place.
All right.
When the commission used to go, we at some point stopped meeting in the summer just because busy.
Right, and I would
They
think,
wanted us to be there for some reason.
Right,
right,
yeah,
I have my own thoughts on that, but I'm just gonna table them right now.
when we get closer to next year, summer, I think it might be worth revisiting that, but for the time being, we'll stick to the schedule we have and
Yeah, that's a good idea.
rock and roll.
So we're gonna do October 1st, because this is the meeting that covered the last one where we didn't have a quorum,
Perfect.
so we're good.
All right,
Now, we've got those April minutes that I'll get from Greg and get
perfect. And we will approve
disseminated where they
those
ought to be. Yeah,
next month. Okay, great.
okay,
I would also like to suggest that we double check we will have a quorum. So you don't have people coming down here.
Yep. So maybe like a week in advance.
Yeah.
I'll reach out with, because I need to have the agenda put together in advance anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
So-
I mean, you could.
yeah, since
Yeah.
I already have to do that, I will just reach out and figure out who all is available, and if not, then we'll talk about rescheduling, but until then, it's not even
Okay.
on my radar, so.
and communication is key.
Yep.
It is absolutely key. When I get a good communicator, I am thrilled because I know what's going on. An example, Lou, when we had to put the stake in the ground, that's no small thing. I'm trying to follow through a plan of action here. Okay, and I had very few people, and I didn't want to pound stake in. Because I know that I had this, I'm going to PT. And Lou was able to follow through with me. We had a little, because we had good communication, it was something we were going to meet at Stop and Shop. And I'm like, no, we're going to meet down at Town Line Ice Cream. But remember
You guys
that?
get
Do you
ice
remember
cream?
that at all? We're going to go get an ice cream. So anyway, it was a communication that was misunderstood, but because she's a good communicator, we were good.
Perfect, I like it.
So communication is key. Absolutely key.
So,
So you know, I can tell you that I'm going to answer your emails. You've got all the emails.
I love it.
Yeah,
So-
I'll answer you like boom, just like boom.
So my to-do
Is that
list
fine?
for next time is basically a lot of research, just to get me up to speed and figure out who I'm supposed to be talking to and everything like that. And
Yeah.
figure out what we thought about talking about, we can actually talk about next time. So when we get together next time, a lot of the things that we kind of very rapidly spitballed will probably be what we try to talk about a little more seriously. But unless anybody has anything else, then I'd like to call this meeting adjourned. I have to do a roll call to end as they appear online.
Entertain motion to adjourn.
I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Anyone seconded?
Second.
All right, all in favor of adjourning?
On favor.
Amazing.
Don't you like those unanimous decisions? Here we go.